Well, Mr. Seku crowd of people cause you know say that I mean nobody else I'm up the tipper. I read the youth ram dance a town, black up dance a country. For all of the people in the community, I stick to my roots, I stick to my roots. You know about a Kwaku gotta stick to his roots. I stick to my roots, I stick to my roots. You know Tipper Irie gotta stick to my roots. Well, this is Tipper Irie, the original ragamuffin. And you know what's some there for the Nubian Far Room People's Talk Show with the non-fearing, unapologetic, the true prophet Kwaku. Make sure you keep it locked.
Itepe neke J.R. Senebe Akwaba. In tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live on Galaxy Afiwe.com. Inside with the prophet. Apologies for last week, but I'm sure that the repeat show chief was fitting. And as we normally do, cause you know when you're smiling, you make the whole world smile with you, know. So Mudubafu to the great ancestors. Mudubafu to the creating force of the University of Nipitan, being that which is greater than ourselves, who has many names. Olodumare Nkulokulu. Kwami Blafashe. Mungu Onieme Ginyami Ya. Amen Ra, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Mundubafun to the ancestors who fought the enemies of Mama Africa for the last 6 millenniums. Mundubafun to the ancestors that suffered the tyranny, the terroristic behavior, the abuse, the onslaught, murder, rape and pillage of the Mangamizi. Mundubafun to the ancestors whose bones lay beneath the many seas, the many oceans, the many rivers, the many lakes, the many swamps, the many deserts, the many trees that they were lynched at, the many graves of this world. We honor and venerate you. Mudubafu to the ancestors them who wrote our stories down on stones and papyrus books. Put them in audio and video so we know who we are, where we're coming from, or we have arrived where we are, where we land, where we're there. Always survived, where we were successful, the mistakes we made, the corrections we need to do, and where we need to go. Mudubafu to the ancestors who came to this country in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s as young people, young children, in them teens, in them 20s, come to carve out a future for their descendants. We say, Madasi Pa, for your sacrifices. And we honor and we venerate you. And we'll always do what we can to remember you and your sacrifices and your contributions to this place where we reside. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. We say honor to them ancestors there. So you're in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live here on Galaxy Afiwe.com. I'll be lining up the Facebook in a minute so people can catch me on the Facebook live. My guest has not arrived there yet, but he will be here shortly. Tonight I will be interviewing the mighty, the great, the artistic, the straight talking, no chat back, no tech back, great Dr. Aboo Tata. Born in England in 1958. Left here 6 weeks old. Parents him send him to Jamaica because they know so them bad from him bad. And he didn't come back to Britain till he was about 21. Joined the armed forces. Came out of the armed forces. Went through a few changes in his life. And has been a staunch activist for the benefit of the African community for many years. Management on GalaxyAfiwe.com, fighter, volunteer youth worker, and many, many more. We shall hear much more about him when he comes into the studio. So we say honor and respect unto Dr. Aboo. And I will wait his arrival. And while I wait his arrival, I must put a special dedication out to Mama Hines, who was born on this day, 1917. She is 103 years old. Yes, she's 103 years old. And I'm going to phone the Mrs. America, put her live on the air So no just hold on the people because me just want this 103-year-old African woman to talk to people. So if you're not tuning in, tune in on the live link number to send in your WhatsApp and your texts on 073 7792 0703. Send your texts on your WhatsApp on that number, and if you want to interact live, 0207 193 0174. So remember, send your texts in. Let me know if you're not listening or tuning in. Where not tuning in from? 07 Right, where Granny there? Mom, where Granny there? Hold on. Granny, you can hear me? Hold on there. You can hear me, Granny? Hold on there. Hold on, Granny. Hold on. I'm not be live. Hold on there. The phone a ramp with me. Granny. Hold on there. Don't go nowhere. All right. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, so Granny, you're talking live to the world, You're talking live. You're talking live to the world. Yeah, the whole world can hear you now, Granny. So what's the message you have for us? Use 103. What is the message you have for us at 103? What is the secret?
All you have to do as mothers and respect your elderly like me and many other more. And your mother don't fight, don't do nothing. Behave yourself. Behave yourself.
Yes, man, that's why you listen long. Have respect.
Have respect and manners.
Shania,
Yes.
biggest mix up in here.
Respect. Yes, where hear your Granny? Go on, chat, Granny. Go on, talk.
Biggest mix up. That's
For me.
listen long. That's how. You're the biggest mix up.
Have manners and respect.
Mix up.
Have manners and respect and don't curse. Don't fight. Nothing. Be gentle. And everything will be alright.
So, Granny, tell me something now. While I have you on the line, Granny, can you tell me about the time when you met Marcus Garvey?
Mm-hmm. I was a guide in him.
You was a what? Explain. Say that again.
I was a girl guide.
This one I might reach. She was a girl guide.
Mm-hmm.
Girl guide.
Go and say that again, Granny. I want to hear Granny say, come on, want the world hear this 103-year-old woman speak.
I was a girl guide.
In what?
Marcus Garvey. He was a nice man. He was a pleasant man. He's black, but he was a pleasant man.
So did you meet him?
Yes, all of us.
How did you meet him?
I joined the guide. It was the head man for the girl guide head with their blue skirt and white blouse and drip.
And what did you do in the girl guide?
I was speech in telling good from bad, so you must be able to sell. I have manners to the elders. Don't fight. Don't cuss bad words and don't go to jail and all of those things.
So, Granny, at 103 years old, when you're born, tell me when you're born.
When I'm born?
Yeah, what year you're born?
When you're born?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23.
That's Fafa's age. What's your age?
That's what I could say. 1973.
1970. Oh, you born? Oh, you did born again in 1973.
Go again.
Well, Granny, it was a long time ago. So, Granny, that means you was alive for the first European war and the second European war.
No, I don't see no war.
You don't see no war,
No.
but you didn't know about it.
I hear my mother talk about it, but I don't see any.
You don't see any. Did you know anybody that left from the Caribbean that went to any of those wars?
They must be dead. Yeah.
So, Granny, nobody from your parish who you would have known, or your mother would have known, or your father. That-
My mother can't do that.
Oh, she never tell you.
No.
So, Granny, tell me something. When you was growing up, them did have telephone?
Telephone, no.
So, how did they communicate then?
Eh?
How did they communicate?
You're gonna sit down and talk.
Hmm?
From the empty milk bottle.
You're gonna sit down and talk, but the children couldn't stand up there. Very big people, them run you.
Hmm?
You have to hear them.
You have to hear the big people them.
Them call you one time, them not call you two times. One. Them call you one time, you have to go.
So what happened if you not come the one time?
Anything you're doing, you have to get up and go to them and hear them. And them say, don't go through the gate. You can't go through the gate.
See, so you did under some strict manners.
Yes, you have to under manners.
So-
And respect all the people. You can't go to the street and fight and cuss bad one. No, you can't do that. As evening comes, you have to bathe and tidy and go in your mother's house. You can't rob the street.
So, Granny,
Well,
Granny, what was your favorite food growing up? What was your favorite food? What did you like to cook the most and like to eat?
my mother like cook rice and peas and all those things. I don't eat everything.
What did you like to eat when you was a young girl growing up? What did you like to eat? What did you eat the most?
I like rice and peas.
Just
I like rice. I like plantain. I like gungu, breadfruit roast, and dumpling, all them things there.
so what about mackerel? Cause you used to make in your 80s and your 90s, me eat some of your mackerel. You know, you the crisp and cooking the mackerel.
I love mackerel, but it was cooked nice.
Mm. And what else? What else? Did you ever drink alcohol and them thing there?
No. All your mother giving you cream, lemonade, and all those things.
So as a young woman, when you was growing up as a young woman and things, and then what was your experience when you first come to Britain? What year you come to Britain? Do you remember?
When I come to Britain, it's too angry make me come here. I didn't want to come here.
Because you was having a good life back home.
Yes. Was living a good life. But him dead, every minute him Come.
So Granny, my guest has come in the studio. No, but Granny, let me ask you a question. What parish you born in a Jamaica?
What parish? Me come from?
Yeah.
I come from Spanish Town, but me born in Jamaica.
Yeah, you born in Jamaica. You said what part of Jamaica you did grow up? Spanish Town or country?
Country? No. Country. Spanish Town is where the register office is. I don't live that side.
So where you did live at Jamaica? Where?
Kingston.
Kingston?
Yes.
What part of Kingston?
Listen. You see where the market, Solas Market is, and the drugstore.
What's the name of the road?
And the drugstore is there, right at the corner. There was a fire engine there. Luke Lane and Barrow Street.
Seen. And what school did you go to?
We got St. Anne. That was Catholic school and church. And we leave from there, and we go down Orange Street Conservatorium School.
Wow. Which school?
So was you a good girl at school? Did you behave yourself?
Yes, I don't fight. I don't rob.
I know you're on radio.
I'm going one out of all of us. I every minute she fight.
How old that?
She dead. She dead no fear.
Granny.
No fear.
All right, Granny. What message have you got? The last message that you've got for us, to the Galaxy listeners, to the listeners abroad, and here and around the world, because people are listening to you all over the world. They are listening to you in Africa, in Jamaica, in the United States of America, Britain, Europe, all over the world is listening to you now, Granny. What is your message to us, Granny?
You can behave yourself, have manners to the eldest people, the old people, them, kind to them. If them call you, beg you buy anything, you go and buy it and bring it and give them. And don't tease them. Tease the man, them will walk with up on the street. The whole man, them. Them call you, ask you a question, you stand up and you give them an answer.
Granny, question about this question. Long time ago about this question. Granny,
Yeah?
can you hear me?
What?
So one of our relatives, is one of our, I think is that Mikey that?
Yeah.
Mike is asking our question. This is one of our grandson them.
Yeah, I'm listening, yeah.
Alright, Granny, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask, tell me the truth, yeah? You didn't ever smoke weed when you was back in...
No.
No, the time you never smoked.
I don't smoke. I don't rock. I don't drink.
Hey Mikey, what kind of question you ask Granny, man?
I don't
You rob
smoke.
anybody?
What?
You didn't keep anybody?
Tease? You can't tease people. Your mother beat you.
Hmm? You never smoked weed then?
No, me no smoke. Not drink.
Fair enough. That's what I wanted to know.
Well, Granny, you've got such a beautiful, strong voice at 103.
Drink. You know Cersei?
Cersei, yes, we know Cersei.
Well, all right. You can't buy Cersei tea and drink bitter. When you're sick, is that your mother give Cersei and ginger?
Granny, I'm gonna ask you a very important question. What do you suggest that we take for this coronavirus?
What?
What do you suggest that we take for this coronavirus? You know, there's something there with them say.
We never have these things then. You know what? We never have these sickness. Hunger sickness I know about is when I have the typhoid fever. Every day my mother, the doctor have to come to the home.
How will your mother give you?
She don't give me, the doctor gonna give me medicine. And not to walk barefoot. And an African lady catch me one day. And she put me in a fire. Put me over a fire. My mother nearly killed her. Say, I go burn up my picnic.
So after she put you over the fire, what happened?
And about a week after, me feel a little better.
There you go.
So after she put you over the fire a week after, you feel better?
Yes. About 2 weeks after, a doctor.
What did the doctor say?
The doctor named Dr. Gifford. He always come morning and evening. And you sleep where you sleep on tonight. You can't sleep on it tomorrow night. Every morning you have to change. And my mother hunt me. Them have to go to the street and go look young pigeon.
Look what?
Every morning you have to get a young pigeon.
A young pigeon?
Young pigeon. My father make the pan and then kill the pigeon and put it in the pan and put it in a pot of boiling water. And it's only the steam from the water going in the pan and give me the soup every day, every morning.
1 minute, mate.
I time to know where my mother work. And number one, right at their office.
Granny, before I let you go, could you tell her, did you have any siblings, any brother and sister?
It's me, a brother and sister. My brother died when we're big. The eldest boy from my mother. His name Harold.
Haral.
Yes.
Not Errol, Haral.
Harold.
And so was it only a big brother they have? Did you have any sisters?
Them died. Yes.
How many sisters did you have?
Wait a minute. I know one. Plenty of them my father had.
All right, Granny. I'm going to leave you with the family now because, you know, the family, them just there having like a Zoom with you and things like that. Big up to the family. Harris, them hold tight.
You know.
Mikey, Julia, Nivan, Debbie,
Sorry.
wifey.
You know where me? It was at Nuclear and Ewa Street where they, you know, Swallow Market. You don't know Swallow Market.
No, but Dr. Aboo know it. Dr. Aboo know it there.
You know.
You did ever go to Carnation Market?
I want to tell you, you know Swallow Market.
No, me no know that one there.
What's there? Swallow Market. And where you buy butter.
Mom, just tell the rest of them for quiet because she talk live. We don't want to hear them.
You done? Street. Orange Street.
I know Orange Street.
Right along Orange Street. And back up the buy quick and all those things. And the drugstore. The drugstore beside there. And my father shop down the lane. Down Luke Lane on Ewood Street.
I think you finished now.
No. Uno no fi tell her say she finish now.
No, you.
No, not even me. When she ready to finish, she can finish.
Ewood Street. And you have to go in at the drugstore. That time when you have people have picked them have no daddy. And them give them camel parrot.
Granny, what was your dad's name?
Who for that?
What was your dad's name?
His name Charlie
Charlie what?
Pike. Charlie Pike.
Where he was what? A Jew.
Let me do.
He was a Jew man.
Am I human? That's good. Am I human? In can make every Jew in make anything. It make pop. Everything my father. And name Charlie. You.
And he was a Jew. That's what you're saying. He was a Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was a very nice man. And my grandmother, she black. One year, I said to her, I said, oh, you so black. And my father, them, so clear. And them sister, them. And you so black. He said, Charlie, take out this little girl out of this yard. I said, you're too black. Oh, you black stuff. And said,
Them the brainwash you, granny.
eh?
Them the brainwash you.
No, you come from what? Africa.
Your mother come from Africa.
Her grandmother.
The grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Grandmother.
What part? You know what part of Africa she come from?
So she said,
What did she say?
I said, oh, you black, so I'm a father, my aunt, them so clear. And you black, so. She said, Charlie, take out this little girl out there.
Yeah, but hold on, Granny. What part of Africa did she say she come from?
She didn't tell me which part of Africa she came from. But it's liquor. But my father, the mother never go down there the time. It's a West Street where the church and the school was, and hospital up on North Street. You understand?
All right, Granny, listen. Granny Madasi, give thanks for giving us your rendition. May the ancestors continue to bless you. May you live another year. And may we be blessed to have you on at 104. As you is 103.
I don't know. What's that?
How do you feel now? But how do you feel? How do you feel? Before you go, at 103, how do you feel? Your body wise, how do you feel?
I don't feel no way funny. Only one thing I feel. I can't walk, go to the street to buy anything or nothing. But, walk about like going to market, buy anything. And then,
But other than that, you sound quite, you know what's going on around you, and you're able to communicate exactly what you want.
Tell him about it. And my teeth. Me no teeth in my mouth. And you put in my teeth.
You know, but you have your denture them doing it.
Eh?
You have your denture them.
Over here.
Me say you have your denture them in your mouth.
Me no go my mouth, but me no teeth.
All right, Granny, listen, babes, I forgot now, you know, come have the interview here right now. So,
Goodbye to Kwaku, Granny.
yeah.
Quick,
Yes, Granny.
listen. All you have to do, your mother is there. You take care of your mother
Yes, Granny.
and take care of Susan.
Yes, Granny.
Take care of the two of them.
Yes, Granny.
Here.
All right, Granny.
Okay. Okay.
Otep. Well, people, that was Granny Hines. That was Granny Hines. I'm 103 today. And we give thanks for her life. She had one son. Only one child she ever have. And out of that one child, she get about mostly 7 children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren and things like that. So, you know, we give thanks for her. So people, that was a blessing. I got my guest in the studio tonight. So I'm just going to put on a tune and line him up. Before him come in, I have already told you what is we're going to be interviewing the one and only, the great Dr. Aboo. You understand me? And play this. Yeah? The one Dr. Aboo, I'm gonna line him up and we here till midnight or even later. We see how it go. If he can answer the questions that I put forward to him, I will be drilling him here tonight, finding out who is Dr. Aboo. Not the Dr. Aboo you see here in the radio. Will you know him that way there, but I'm gonna dig deep. Maybe as deep as the chief, but the chief never want to reveal too much. So, but we're gonna go there tonight. But you see, when you're smiling and Granny always a smile, you're going to see Granny smile. So Granny, this tune is for you. Otep. Yes, we're live on the Facebook now. So if you want to catch and see Dr. Aboo live. Yes, we're live on the Facebook. Itepeneke J.R. Senebe, divine peace, long life, stability, and health, my elder, Dr. Aboo Ratata.
Voodoo prophet, voodoo.
You know, Dr. Aboo, as you know, this section is called the Unsung Heroes, Heroines of our community. And this evening, I'll be speaking to you about your life. You know what I mean? So, back off your jacket because you know what to say. And people, we did not say what we was going to wear. But as you can see, the ancestors, them at work. So we African, same African tap on. You know, see it there? See it there? So it's stand up with the people, them see it. You see it? No, me never ask him where am I wearing now. But this is, you saw the ancestors, them work. So Akwaba, I'm Dr. Aboo.
Yeah, man, Akwaba.
Yeah. You know, Dr. Aboo, you've management on Galaxy Radio. You have been a part of Galaxy Radio for a good month, was it 30 odd years or something like that?
Yes.
30 odd years. And I'm going to come back to the old Galaxy Radio, but what I want the people them to know a bit about you. You understand me? So, you were born here?
Yeah, I was born in East Dulwich Hospital, 1958.
1958.
Yeah, July 1958.
July 1958. What day is your birthday? July?
I never really checked the day, you know.
You just know so you're born in
I
July?
just know that I know about in July.
See?
July 12.
July 12.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks, so you didn't even know nothing about Britain. Your parents sent you to Jamaica for when you were 6 weeks old.
Yeah, man, as a baby, and you know the blanket where them send you with, it become like a sucking cloth. Yeah, because I mean, from a mother breast you have to hold on to something, you know, and it was with me for a while.
It was with you for a while. So obviously at six weeks old, you didn't really know nothing. You weren't aware. When did you know that you weren't living with your actual parents? What
Eh,
age was that?
I think when around 5 when I have to go to school. Yeah, and you know, because them tell you this, so you have to bring a birth certificate, and my one never matched the Jamaican one, so everyone know that I was born in England. And the thing about it, our family always tell us, oh, your mother is in England, you know, them kind of way. So they, you know, for you little bit and can.
So who did you grow up with then?
I grew up with, first of all, my grandaunt, my grandfather. My grandfather was over here in the war, you know, so when I was going back, he take me. So he bring me back to his sister.
Oh, sorry, people. I just got to take him back a bit. So your grandfather was what? He fought in the Second European War.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So he was living here then.
With his wife, Miss Agnes. And when they was going back, you know, because I have a older sister that older than me, were born here, but it was like, you know, too much at hand for my parents, so my grandfather decided to take me back.
So you grew up with your grandfather. I'll go and continue.
You know, and when he take me back now, he give me to his sister. That's my grandaunt. So I grew up with her, the first person I called Mama, right up to today. You know, see.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed on in the late 60s. And then I went to live with my aunt, Aunt Sita, another brilliant auntie.
So what age did you live with your great aunt?
From I went to Jamaica until I was around 10.
And what was it like growing up with your grandaunt at the time?
Wonderful, man.
What part of Jamaica did you grow up in?
That was in St. Thomas, Dumfries, just outside Maranpia.
Can you recall anything any poignant moment in your life between that up until you was 10 years old that you always kind of remember and them something there?
Yeah, man. I always remember those Rasta man. You understand? Because as a little youth growing up in especially Dumfries, St. Thomas, you know, we always seek out adventurous thing, because I mean we grew up and on television television comes see we. You understand? So we have to create our world and venture and all them thing there. So when you done all your work in the morning and them thing there, you are head for where the adventure is. And that is where the Rasta man them is. So we always head to
you work in the morning. So what time would you be getting up to do your work? And at what age was that? What were the things that you did?
Yeah, you're getting up with cock crow, man. So around them time, they say around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You up as a youth, you up. You understand? Whether if you go feed the chicken, or feed the pig, or sweep up the yard, or carry water, or go look wood, you know, you have to, some choice is there for you to do. You understand? So when you've done all of that, then the rest of the day is yours. You understand? You know, why some know where you are, you know? And
was that in the way you said that, was that like in the holidays or when you went to school or anything like that?
Well, it can be holidays, it can be weekend. You understand, you know?
So what time did you have to be at school then?
Well, you have to be at school for, 8 o'clock. You have to be at school for 8 o'clock. You know, some other school is 9, you understand, but it's 8 o'clock.
And how far was your school from where you did live?
It's around a mile.
And how did you get there?
Well, walk it, run it. If you're late, if you're late, you know, so you have to run it, or maybe we have a truck. You know?
You hitchhike on a truck or something?
Yeah, we have anything, you know. A donkey cart we have on a boy.
See.
You know.
So from the 6 weeks old to 10 years with your grandma, and what was it like when you had to move from her?
You know, it's true she died where you have to move, you know, and that was a massive setback, you understand, because you lost a person that you grew up to be familiar with, you understand, you know, so it touch away. You understand?
Did you ever beat you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But not no murderation beating. You understand? You know, it's not no murderation beating. You understand? Because she always say, go and draw some broomweed and come.
Broomweed?
Broomweed, man.
How about that?
Broomweed is the weed thing.
See.
You understand, you know?
Yeah.
And them always I said to her, I said, well, the young girl lick dust off of the boy choices. You don't know either because, you know.
So in the house that you grew up in what we call it the yard, the yard where you grew up, how many was in there?
Me and my cousin. She was a girl, you know, but we grew up as brother and sister, you know. That's my granddaughter. You know, her mother died when she was a baby.
All right.
You
So did your grandmother or did your grandaunt have any children?
Yeah, man, my grandaunt have around one boy, one girl, and the boy is still a big man now, old man. He's still alive, live in St. Elizabeth. Uncle Edgar.
So what age is Uncle Edgar then?
Uncle Edgar must be about him 90 plus now.
90 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever leave Jamaica, go anywhere?
Yeah, man. In Canada, he was in Canada. You have a lot of children in Canada, and also his name was Edgar Brooks.
Brooks?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I tell you, the family. When I talk about Jamaica, the family.
Brooks, you know my
yeah,
family.
well, Brooks, Foster, Irons, Wright. You name them. They interlink, intertwine. You understand? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you at 10 years old, you have to leave your grandmother, your grandaunt. That was a traumatic time for you. How did you feel at that time when you had to, you know, after passing? How did you deal with it? You know, you're a 10-year-old boy. You've got to go somewhere else now. I mean, what was that like?
Well, it was a different, but it wasn't strange because I always go down my auntie yard. You know. I always go down my auntie because that's how the family was. You move from family to family.
See, so you were familiar with
family, it was family with where I was going. You understand? Because more time when my grandaunt have to go somewhere, my auntie always babysitting away, you know, go spend the weekend.
So you go to your auntie now.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you was living in that yard there?
Wow. My auntie did have around 8 other children. You know?
They must fear children?
Yeah, that's her children.
See.
And her husband died in the 60s. So that woman was a wonderful woman. You understand? You understand, you know, work and mother and father. Plus, I mean, uncle and other family member them around. But to see how she coordinate the whole thing, you understand? Yeah, man, Aunt Sita.
And how did you get on with your cousin then?
Hey, up to today, many people because we moved from St. Thomas to go to St. Elizabeth, Langwood, Santa Cruz. And many people think that Aunt Sita was my mother. Because nobody said nothing to nobody, and me and my cousin them look the same anyhow. So we just make it on when I go to school and whosoever in the class knows so well. So. But that's how we live. You know.
So how long did you stay with that aunt? So from 10 to what age?
From around 10 till around what? Around 16. Yeah, around 16, 17, yeah.
So you see your formidable years in school there.
Mm-hmm.
What was the school life like for going from primary school now up to higher school and so on?
Well, as I said, you know, me the man, I was the king and skull in school in the blood. Yeah, man, you know, I used to skull school a lot. Most of my schooling take place down a gully.
See. So you're bunk it.
Yeah, man, yeah, it's a bunk school because a lot of the learning where you get is down a gully because we're not down a gully and you're a skull school. You understand, you know? Why just like you come out of school in another school, you know? But it's a different teaching. You understand?
And so what was those teachings you get?
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same maths. Man, I work out maths in the dirt and them thing there, you understand? Only things I don't gully, we are cook.
Oh, see.
You understand? Man brings certain things down there and, you know, so we have a little passy, you know, see it? But it's not because, sometimes why we even school too is because we don't want them beaten because head teacher always up at the gate.
Well, just did that wait for beating?
With the cane, because you're late. So anytime we're late, we know, say, well...
So anytime late, you're not going?
No.
So what when you come the next day then?
Well, anything could happen. I mean, there's no telephone call to yard and thing unless one of your cousin go back and grasp by you and things like that. You know, see. So I just saw.
So did you enjoy those years?
Yeah, man. I enjoyed them because I wasn't that academic in a certain way, but I was good on drawing and all of these things, and you know, performing. You know, that's you know, I used to perform a lot. You know,
yeah, because I just played a track of one of your albums called was it Room? No.
Mama Africa.
Yeah, Mama Africa. Yeah, Mama Africa. But the album is called
Womb.
That's it. Womb. Yeah. So I mean personally, I play your stuff because I think that your stuff is brilliant. To be quite honest, I don't know why more people don't play them. To be very honest, and that was kind of your own production. That was one that you made in Gambia.
No, it's Makeover Year with Papa J Mensa. You know, that beautiful drummer there from Ghana. Yeah, man, wonderful.
We're going to talk about that old dub poet business that you do a little as time goes on. So you're in Jamaica, you reach 17, you leave school. What did you do after that?
Well, I never leave school and school leave me. You know, I just, one day the teacher...
One second. Somebody said they can't get Galaxy Radio. Right, if people is on the Facebook and you want to get Galaxy Radio, you have to download an app called Simple Radio. It's a blue icon. Yeah? And then you put in Galaxy Afiwi, and then it will come up and you can listen to us. Or Zeno Radio. Or you can download our app from Play Stores. If you depend if you depend Android, go Play Store. If you what the other one name again?
Zeno.
Apple. If you depend Apple, you go to the Apple Store and you download Zeno. When you download not Zeno, you download Galaxy Afiwi app. And when you go into our app, you click onto the radio one. After you click onto the radio icon, you go down to number 4, click on that, and you can catch us live. Or you can download the Zeno live and then do it that way. We're having interference. We got a technician on it at the moment, but we've been cyber attack. So we got a cyber attack. They don't want us to go live. You know what's happening? So that's what's kind of happening with it. So if you do that, then you'll be fine. And that was a message that does come up. So continue.
Yeah, you talk about leaving school and
you says you never leave school.
School leave me. You understand? Yeah. You know, there's when I go through the beating. Sometimes some teacher want to beat a certain way where I don't mind get beaten on my hand, but when they want me to bend over, it's a different thing. You understand? And sometimes they built up like a courage, you know. Courage are built up, and you just face the teacher and say, well, no more. You understand? You know?
So when was the first moment you did that? I'm interested to know. What age were you when you said no more?
I was around 13. You know, I was in grade 9. You understand? You know, and as I said, you know, we'd have a wonderful drama teacher, you know, Miss Thompson. You know, Miss Thompson was a very grounded, article, you know, see the way.
Very compassionate.
Yeah, man, and talk,
Caring.
and talk to you, you know. She's straightforward. She's straightforward. I remember one time, some boy was in the back bench at people under Miss Thompson, and one boy go up to Miss Thompson and said, Miss Thompson, some boys is at the back of the class, him trying to look under your dress. And Miss Thompson said, make them look. Or Mr. Thompson get it last night, so make them look. You know, and then she teaches something, she always make her dramatize it. You know, if she read a book, you know, she read all David Copperfield and all of the, because she say, well, if you understand David Copperfield, you will understand some of English literature. You know, you will understand even some of their own liberty. You understand? When I read Oliver Twist and them things, she used to tell us, say, well, that's their liberty. How they used to live, you know, with the workhouse and all of them things. So she teach beyond teach. You understand?
I think even where you said that was beyond what they say her time would have been, because she was working on your right brain kind of thing, instead of more the left brain thing, your creative side. So maybe that's what enhance your creativity. Maybe that's why you like that lesson so much.
Yeah,
because
man.
as you said earlier, you weren't really that academic, but when it comes to art and drawing and that kind of creative side, that's when you blossom.
So when I decided to completely left school, you know, I was a very adventurous person, you know, and any truck within our village, no matter where to go, we depend it, because we know it must come back, you know. So we used to go up on truck, you know, and decide to prepare for the beating when we come back.
So the beating was worth it?
Of course.
Where's the furthest you went on a truck? Did you ever go on a truck and get left on them something there?
Yeah, man, go up on truck from St. Elizabeth, and we did all of St. James, and truck broke down and you have to stay overnight and all of them things there.
Big bean when you get tired.
No, because when I come back, you know, I have some Lacatan banana and some Gros Michel and them things there. So sometimes when you bring back certain things, cause at the back of the house, you know, you used to have some like cane field where we plant and all them things. And most of it I used to plant it the way I bring back. You understand, you know? All the parish them way you can think of. Because I end up working on truck.
Oh, so was that when you left school or?
Yeah.
Or what age was that?
Yeah, it's around 14.
Oh, so after 14 you never went back?
No. I went to Lacovia Training School. You know, where
I don't know, but what's
Lacovia Training School, I study millwright.
What?
Engineer.
See.
You know, I studied engineer there for a while, you know.
What did you learn there?
You learning how to use the lathe.
The lathe, yeah.
And the milling machine, and read from a caliper and a micrometer and all of these things. So it was good, because, you know, you have to make out some spanner, you know, make out some gear and certain things, you understand?
So to me, I mean, from what I'm picking up, I don't know the listeners and everybody else who's watching on the Facebook, from what I'm picking up, Dr. Aboo, your gift was creativity. Because even to work on those lathes and things, that's a creative thing. So anything that was creative, it seemed like you was drawn to that.
Yeah, man. We used to make some cart at St. Elizabeth, you know, and we used to push it from Langwood to Santa Cruz down at the ice factory. And if you know St. Elizabeth or the Santa Cruz, up a school hill, is a hill from up the school, go right down in the Santa Cruz. When we let off from up the hill there, a fire come off of them the wheel when we have to move.
You ever crash?
You ever crash all the time, but you know, see it.
So, you said you started to work on the trucks at 14. What are you doing?
Well, truck, black, hog feeding, cement. Yeah, man.
How much them pay you?
Them time it was $5 a trip.
That's a lot of money back then.
Well, it work out. It's good. You could buy a shoes. You could buy a pair of shoes when you come back still. You know, because out of that you could buy a pair of shoes for $3. You know, and them way there, and still go to supermarket, go buy some things. You know.
So, what age were you when you left Jamaica?
I left Jamaica at 21.
So what between the time of 14 to 21, what was it that you were doing then?
Well, we get involved with Jamal. You know, Jamal is the literacy program where Michael Mann they bring in Jamaica. You know, see it, you know, and
is that an acronym for something?
Yeah, literacy, you know, for read.
Yeah, but what Jamal mean? What does the word Jamal mean? Or is it acronym for?
It's an acronym, but it was a education foundation. You understand, you know, because when the British, when Jamaica get independent, you know, was around 25% that was literate. You understand? So when Manley come in, Manley tell the people, them say, well, you know, to show you that you can't make nobody fool, it's good to know certain things, so it's good to be literate. So that's why I'm bringing those programs. And those programs really help because, you know, I start to go back to those class after school.
See.
You understand? And where me and my cousin, you know, Devon Irons is him do this music, Obadiah. You understand? Yeah, is him right there, the theme song for Jamal. That's we go to JBC and perform it at JBC. You understand?
Well, you performed it?
Yeah, with some more.
What did you do in it? What was it? Was you playing an instrument?
No, we sing, you know.
Oh,
you know, because the sing was about my brothers and sisters, take what you can get. Few years later, you will regret literacy years. Oh yes, my people. You know, that was the you understand?
Oh, Dr. Aboo singing in the studio. So you did that, and between going to that and getting up to 21, what were your activities?
Well, we get involved with the politics we are going on yard. You understand, you know? The things that we are going on yard, it push us in a certain way where we start to look after our community. You know, get involved in they might have a Langwood Youth Club. You know, in Langwood, Santa Cruz, and you know, I was a member of that. You know, see, so the whole thing is to get us in doing certain things where you have like Labor Day. When people come out at a certain day and make sure said, Miss Annie House, we go up there and fix the zinc, you know, whitewash the stone them and, you know, clean up the road and all of them things there.
So that particular day, Labor, I mean, what was that constructed out of? Where did that Labor Day come from?
It has Michael Manley bring that in.
It was like a national holiday?
Yeah, it was a national holiday where you come out and clean up your community. You give back something to your community. You understand, you know?
So that particular day was designed for people to assist elders in the community.
Yeah.
Anything that need to do in your area, you just
that's it.
Deal with it.
If the banking need cut, then you cut the banking, help to move out some of the gravel out the road and just tidy up the place and you have them kind of thing there. And we know, so well, in the evening, I just sound I go play and, you know, pat a bubble and them things.
What was that like, you know, in the evening, the sound playing?
Wonderful, because you said you're doing things as a collective. You know, that was the beauty of growing up in Jamaica, you know. You're doing things as a collective, you know. Even working on the truck, You know, me and my brethren I work on the truck, you know. When I throw it to you, when I catch it, you understand? So you see, it's a certain vibes. You know, if anyone used to come there, I used to run the oil pump, the kerosene oil pump.
Oh, see.
You understand, you know? But sometimes I used to get in a trouble because sometimes when them old lady come from our country and them have to pull all the knot them to get all the money. And sometimes we just pull them back and tell them to go on. You understand? You know? And I give them something and I really take something from Mr. Beagle too because you know what I mean? Yeah, you have it. So you make sure say, well, if you're going to take it, you make sure give somebody something out of it.
So how long did you do that for?
That's around 2 years, and that was weekend job.
And what did you do in the week?
You know, that's what I said. I used to go lock over training school.
Oh, see.
So during the weekend, no,
Yeah,
that was my job.
That was your job.
Yeah, you know.
And you did that up and from what age to what age?
I do that up to around 14, 15.
14, 15.
Mm.
So what did you do between 15 and 21?
15 and 21, no, I left, go to Kingston to live with my sister. You know what I say this?
You have an older sister.
Yeah, you know, the one that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and she was working at Land Valuation Office, Arden Street. She was a secretary for the commissioner there. You understand? So I used to go and live with her. She used to live down off Malines Road.
Oh, Malines Road.
You understand, you know? But them time they true, as I said, I was a very adventurous person, you know, see it, you know? And she kind of frightened for me because certain place where I end up when you know, when me go and come back from.
For example, give us an example.
Well, in them days when man talk about Seymour Drive and all of them places, you understand? That's some serious corner. You understand, you know? When I go down them places, half Malines Road down the gully, you know, cross Boulevard and all of them places. You understand? So
how you end up down there? How you end up know them people down there? Because you just come from country, you live with your sister. How you do get to know them people there?
You see, when you wake up and you know nothing, you just walk. You just walk and just feel out the place. Because when I go to town, you try to get a job, so you have to walk and inquiry.
What was your first job in town?
Well, I never really work in town. I never get no job in town. You understand? And that's when I moved back now to St. Thomas. You know, see it. I moved back to St. Thomas. You know, and then so again, you know, I start to when I go across, I start to work at this black factory, Wilson Black Factory. You know, making tile, you know, floor tile and everything there. You understand? And blocks. You know.
And you did that from what age to what age?
So from around 16 right up to around 19. Going right, as I said, right up to when I leave to come here. You understand? But in between that, you know, after 76, there was a state of emergency in Jamaica. You know, them time there was around what? 18. I was around 18 them time there. You understand?
That was the election.
You understand?
Did you ever get involved in any of that stuff?
Not in the way it is now, because we have to realize in them days there, when one get involved, it's for the benefit of their community. If to see what can come to the community. It doesn't matter if you're PMP or Labour. If you can really do something for the community, we welcome you. You understand? But you now come for change us to how you want us. You understand? So we used to protect our area, you know, and at 18 years old, I was handing out job to man. They call it bolo work. You know.
So you was handing out job from who?
From the parish council. You know.
So how did you get involved in the parish council for them to give you something to hand out job to people?
It's how we used to articulate ourselves in the community. You understand? And how we get, we organize ourselves in a certain way. See it. Because even with Pernell Charles, we bring him from Clarendon to St. Thomas. See it, and take him around and all of them things there. We used to.
Pernell Charles, he was a politician.
Yeah, man. Senator Charles was one of the first man going a gun court. Mm-hmm. And that's how you used to get involved. You understand? You
So
see.
how did you get involved with him then?
As I said, when you're in that environment, especially in the 76 state of emergency, most of the big man them couldn't congregate. See, because it was against the law of a certain group congregate. So you find that our age now is where Mr. Charles call we and say, well, bring the message there to Mr. Thompson down the road. See it, and as a youth, we put the message, and so we always, see it, have information with the.
So when he asked you that, did he pay you money or did he?
Like, no, it's not say pay money, because sometimes it's not a matter of pay money, but they could really bring certain things in. You understand, one could get you all a box of Clark's shoes. Maybe he couldn't get you that $1, but for a man give you a box of Clark's shoes, it's up to you. Or you got to juggle that to make certain things back out of it. You understand? That time you'd have Jamaican Information Service, JIS. So we used to go with them all up in the country park, go show certain film and all of those things. When all them politicians do them speech and all, we are the one who open the floor for them and get the people them laughing and get the people them ready. You understand? Them kind of thing there.
How long did you do that for?
I said right up to when I come to this country.
So what was it that it seemed that you was having a great time in Jamaica? What made you left?
Again, when I start to get these box of things, other people start to say other things come in the box.
See.
You understand? So instead of one say, well, you get box of shoes, now it start to say that you get box of gun.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or you get gun in a, see it, and that's how my old lady here, somebody come to Jamaica and
come to Britain.
Somebody from Britain
come to Jamaica,
and kind of hear some argument was taking place.
So when they come out, they tell you more.
Yeah, and she booked the fare immediately and said, you got to leave. And I leave the Sunday, and the Wednesday the police them tear down the liquor shack. We made arrest and thing. You understand?
So you leave and you travel. So you're traveling on a plane for a second time, but this time now, you know that you're on a plane. What was that like?
Well, it was a big surprise, It was a big surprise because the first time I ever step in one of them 747, massive something. You understand? And I don't know if you ever see Jimmy Cliff movie. Made have on a shirt with a star, something like that. Me come up in in the March month there, and it's when I.
So it's in the 80s you came here then?
No man, 79.
79.
Late 79, March 79. When I step off at Heathrow Airport, because my old lady did live at Birmingham, so you have to change plane. When I step off at Heathrow, blood, that was the shock of my life, because there was no tunnel where you walk. You have to step half of the plane down, And I'm telling you, a piece of wind hit me, blood, everything start to, all my teeth them are
So when you come in at the winter?
Yeah, in the March. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, in the height of the winter, innit?
You understand? You know, and coming from Jamaica to that, you know, that was the shock. But still, as I said.
So how did you travel from there? Did she pick you up in a cab or car or?
No, I took another plane from Heathrow to Birmingham.
Yeah,
and my sister,
my
sister them was there for me.
So you drive back. You drove back home.
Yeah, from Birmingham Airport.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Right to Edgbaston.
Oh, Edgbaston is there.
Mm-hmm. So,
what you're driving through? You know, you're coming down probably Lazelle and then place the roundabout there. Spaghetti Junction.
Mm-hmm. No, I was shocked. I think that cause it's a factory, you know, cause it's a smoke, you see, so you think, say, well, cause you look and see where the house there. Cause all you can see was a kind of factory from the plane and them kind of thing there. And when I realized, but the thing that hit me when I come here is the smell. There's a kind of ammonia. You ever smell ammonia?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and it took me a while that me realized that it was the people them that I was smelling. No, it's true. You know, it took me a while to realize that it was the people them that I was smelling. Cause ammonia have a rice smell with it, you know, cause it's a part of what you use. You always, cause
so that mean your nose was quite sensitive then?
Yeah, man. As I said.
Yeah, if you smell the people in them way there.
What I'm saying that I never come from Jamaica as a boy, you know. I come from Jamaica as a man. At 21, you're a man. You understand? You know, figuring out things for yourself, working out things for yourself, and all of them things there. You know, see. So when I come here, I could identify certain things, you know, and still maintain eye composure.
So you arrive here. You're seeing your mom. Is that the first time?
First time I ever see my mother.
In 21 years.
21 years, and it's like I arrived, said in the morning, but she did go on to work. So I was sleeping. You know, see, even when she come back from work, I was still on the couch sleeping, and I'm telling you, it was wonderful, because you see, in Jamaica, you know, people always tell me about my mother. When I once said to you, say, yeah, who for boy? And you say, well, Mali. They said, oh boy, Mali. You know, joke with that, the woman there, you know, the woman they used to, some man come and tell me and say, you see all your mother give me a horse, one. You know, so when you grow up with those profile and all them things there, you know, it give you courage. It give you a form of strength.
So when you saw her,
oh man,
what time was it? So you waited for her to come home?
Yeah. You know, when I see her, you know, just a long embrace.
See.
You understand, you know?
Did you call her mommy?
Yeah.
Because you used to call your grandma mom, ain't you?
Yeah, man, because no, I was big enough. I was big enough. I never come to England and go ask why you did do this and why you did do this. Because my grandfather don't tell me that already. You understand? My grandfather don't talk to me, you know, at an age when he could talk to me. You understand? So I never have no ups with my parents then. You understand? You know? The thing that shocked me when I come here is to see rotted. Them have so little and do so much. Because when you're there in Jamaica and the receiving end, you know, and seeing the things them that is coming.
You feel them just a flowing.
Yeah. Not only to you, but others out there, you know, and see house building and all of these things.
And when barrel coming up, barrel not just come for you.
No. And if his barrel come, you try sneak something out there for your eye drink too. If it's even a face towel. You understand? So when I come here, you know, it was a joy if you know, so yes, these are the people that was sustaining my life in a certain way. Yeah. You understand? My old man, right up to his death. You know, see, even when me go down there as big man, my old man real want put you in them pocket for all the money. You understand? You know? You know, see.
So, you come here, you settled in. What did you do after that?
Never, when I say settle, you know, the first job I do in this country, you know, was in the army.
So you come to the country and go straight to the army?
You know, I mean, I take the police test first, you know, and I did pass that, but I was coming back through the bull ring, and I see a poster with a black man with a gun, and it said, "Join the army and see the world." And I walk into the office and take the test in the bull ring. You know, and the man said, "Well, you passed. I must come back next week for your medical." You know, and it was a trope, the two of them, whether the police or the army. You know, see, but I never liked the police hat because it looked like a piss pot. You know, there you don't see it, you know.
So here we have it, people. You're in tune to the Newbury Informed People's Talk Show live here on Galaxy Afiwe.com, transmitting live on the Facebook, interviewing our one and only Dr. Aboo Ratata, who said he took the test for the police, he took the test for the army, and he chose to join the army because they were like the police hat because it looked like a piss pot.
No, a serious thing, you know, and to me, they never equip like one police where you come from a yard.
Oh, see.
You understand? Yes. So, you're head for the army.
So you went in the army, and how did that pan out?
Well, it's another adventure again, ain't it? It's another adventure, but you know, coming from Jamaica in them time, I just raw patois blood. You know, it wasn't no speak it, spoke it, you understand? So in a way, that saved me a lot. You understand? Because when I want, I tell if I slow down, you know, I realize I better speed it up more, because the more you don't overstand me, you can't try me. You understand? So more time I used to go on orders for certain things and get away with it. Because the commanding officer couldn't understand what I was saying. And you can't charge a man and you don't understand what he's saying. So sometimes they said like, piss off out here. You know, the kind of weird. So when I used to go there and they said, "Where you get?" I said, "Well, nothing." And they said, "Oh, you jamming." And I try realize that when them understand you, it's the more you're in trouble. So I try to just maintain for my patois here, and I never try to pretty up anything.
So how long was you in the army for?
Just under 5 years.
5 years. So you did the first 3 years, and you signed up for another 3. So what happened to the other one?
No, I was court martial. I get 2 court martial, you know. Yeah, beat up an officer, you know.
What was that the first court martial?
Yeah, the first one was to.
Why? What happened?
You see, them time because I did embrace Islam in the army, you know. I did become a Muslim in the army. You understand?
For what? Any particular reason?
Nah, it's that. I know some brethren, and when I meet them again, some things where they must say, it kind of, you know, it reflects certain things. You understand? And I say, well, I like that. You know, see, so we come to London and take my shower and all of them things there. You know, see it, you know, embrace it, and go back into the army. And then when I go back into the army, I tell them that I don't really want no pork, no one them thing there. And because I'm a Muslim, and the man looked at me and said, "Who dare you? You know, who did you get permission under Queen regulation, so and so and so and so?" And they start to kind of, you know, see it. Because for you'd have to, just like when you get married, you have to make them know, say, you're going to get married. You understand?
So like, because you was going to embrace a religious doctrine, you were supposed to make them know before you do it.
Yeah.
And you get court-martialed for that.
No. It's what happened, because when you have different ideology in your head start to spin around in all different things, you know. You know, so I would say that we were one of the first one to get Islamatized in a certain way. But the difference between we and a lot of them, I become a Muslim through Ansarullah.
Oh, that was
Imam Isa.
Yeah.
So I'd have a more blacker perspective, you know, see it, and my Islam. You know, I'd have a more African touch to it than just the normal Arab way. You understand?
So that caused problems for you in the army?
Yeah, it caused problems because you start to see something, you know, see it, because it's one thing with a Muslim, they are more political aware. You understand? You know, they are more political aware of a situation than the normal Christian. Oh, that's a big difference.
Well, you Christians out there, maybe you can say to Aboo, I know so it go.
No, but I was a Christian myself, because that is where I moved from to. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different school of thoughts. You understand? You know, you start to see something different from a European perspective. You know, see it, and whether you see it from an Arab, but it's still different from a European perspective.
But you said that you wasn't seeing it from an Arab. You
No, but
an African willing to answer.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that
Manisa,
as a Muslim, you start to see it different because it's 72 different sects in Islam. You know, you understand? But we had to see things from a more Sufi perspective, different from Shiite or Sunni.
So, what were the problems that caused your first court martial?
Well, I do guard duty the Thursday night, you know, and the Friday I was making plan to go to the mosque because the first time I ever go to the mosque and everything. It was like another adventure, you know. And so, and even the guard duty that I do it for another soldier. You understand?
You were standing in?
Yeah, I was standing in that I could get the day off. You know,
for Friday?
Yeah.
See, yeah.
So, prepare, you know, you work up yourself and you prepare yourself and, you know. So I go company office. Because you have to go company office to ask permission, you know, see it, you know, and go company office, ask the permission for the day off. And the man looked at me and tell me, said, you know, like I said, you blacks, you Jamaican is a bunch of skivers. You don't see it. And it resonated in a certain way because even at that time, I tried to see how I could come out. The information we passed through me, I want to leave this place. Because I realized, you know, you get wise up on certain things. You know? And from him said that, like he just said, after him said that, him said, like, get out. So I just stand up the same way, you know, because he make you stay, when a day, you stand at ease. You understand, you know? So I stand at ease, same way. So him have to come from around his desk to pass me to go outside. So when him pass me now, him put you on my shoulder like him, that's say, you're still here. And from him do that, I just pay elixir reach in blood. Yeah, because the other partner of the army say you're supposed to put you on pan no one, but is him come lick me first and just give me a cause. And me I tell you Kwaku, right, when me I beat this man and I just pay tears that come out of me eye, and I just cry and I say, boy, I never trouble you, you know.
And what age were you then at that time? You'd have been about 25, innit?
Yeah, no, it's around 21, it's around 24. Yeah, it's around 21. Because, as I said, it take me around a year before my court martial come true. You understand, you know? You know? And then me have to go serve time now in a Colchester, the glass house. You ever hear about the glass house?
No, I've heard of that.
Army prison. Because when you don't go to... you have army prison. You know, so Colchester was one of them. You know, see it, you know?
And how long you do down there?
Well, I said, to the time that they give me, to the time that I serve, you know, because, you know, when you're going to...
These are the first court martial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, them roll the two into one, you know. You know, the first court martial, meanwhile pending that, something else arose, you know, because you have to go on a run. You have a thing called a BFT, a battle fitness test, that you have to go on. You know, so it's just like a MOT. You understand? If you make sure say you're up in, you know. So after I realized that, me have one court martial pending, me kind of wind down. So when the man tell me to run, me stop run. And I me just blaze up some bad word pan him, you know. Blaze up some bad word pan him, you know. So then charge me with insubordination and all of them things. Some of the bad word he couldn't even repeat himself, but he get one a week. One will look like we.
Maybe if you didn't hear from Granny them time, they would not see the bad word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, but when you work up in a certain way, blood, you understand, and there's other things around you where you can use to venerate that anger, and you know, use it. You just try to use a verbal way, you know, see. So them, they couldn't charge me, so then just roll in another one and we go in pan two.
Oh, so you go pan two. So what happened while you was in jail then?
Well, before that, you know, Rudy Narayan.
Yeah, he was a solicitor.
He was a barrister. He was the one that defended me. You know, so
I remember you sent a clipping around, or you posted a clipping of something like that.
You know, even before that, you know, when I come out of training, you know, I was top in fieldcraft, you know. They call it Pegasus Award. You know, you put me out in the field, you know, I was good out in the field.
Like,
camouflage and all of these things, you know.
Camouflage.
Yeah, I can handle myself out in the field. You know, see it, you know. So I was top of that.
So what, they would give a test and see how long it take them to find you or something like that?
Because you're going through training, you know, and certain operation that you have to go through, certain maneuver, certain map reading, because sometimes you have to take things from a map with a map
and a compass
or things like that. You have to move from one part to the other.
Without being seen.
Without being seen. You understand, you know? And sometimes
roadblock, right, and something there.
That's it. I remember when I was in training, the last week in training, me and this white guy were up for that post. So what they do, they put all their guns on the road. You understand? Because they think they were come through the road, but there was a lake. You know, see, and them said, oh, them, you like that, oh, them black man, they don't like the coal and all of them things there. But through we know the situation, we come through the lake and surprise them. You understand? Because that operation is like they hold certain officers and we have to go there and rescue them. You understand? So part was that operation where we take to the lake, you know, take off with shoes. No, we don't take off with shoes. We still keep with shoes, but we always have a second pair of shoes and socks. So when you cross over, you change your shoes and your boot and socks, or else you end up with trench foot. You understand? And from there, so we just sort out ourselves and just go on the operation and just release, and that's how I end up with certain things.
So you're being court-martialed for two things. What was the result of that court-martial?
When I find me guilty, isn't it? They find me guilty. Although, you know, as I said, maybe the one them who introduced you to even Islam, if them was there at the court martial, to even explain to the court why I go through these things. Maybe, but then leave you on your own. So when they at the court martial, when they asked me my point of view, well, all I could say to them, say, well, it's just like, because I used to play cricket. And I said, well, it's just like a cricket, you know, if the captain had no respect for the other rest of player, them, you know, I just saw. And the man said, well, but you talk with no remorse. And I said, with remorse, and that's how I see it. You know, if you is a senior officer to me, and you know that to put your hand on another man is wrong, then it's you understand, I never click, you hit me first, and you can't touch me, blood. You understand? And that's how I was. I never used to go in and trouble people, but I never used to run from nothing, blood. You understand? You know? You ask anyone who served with me in the Royal Pioneer Corps, they call logistic now. You ask them. You understand, you know?
So you found guilty. What was the sentence?
I forgot something like 6, 9, something like that. Months, you understand? But the thing about it, why my sentence get cut down to that, you know, is because I married a Ghanaian sister. You know, I come to London and a man tell me, say, this sister, I want to get married. And so I know that by doing that, it kind of cut your sentence. So I do it fair for nothing. But I never know that the man them who introduced me to her, it look something. You understand? So when I tell the sister, say, well, because she asked me how much, I said, nah, nothing, yeah, just do it. Because I know it's a freedom for me. And then I realized that the man them who introduced me to the woman, there was a pimp, blood. You understand? Okay? If you know where I got you, and you know where the sister got you, you should have glad for just, no one look nothing from it. You understand? And I realized, you know, and I do it fair. And today, if she come along, then she always give me a call and all of them things. She's in Ghana now. You understand?
So you got sentenced. What happened after the sentence? Did you serve your time?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I served and sent me to Colchester. And in Colchester, as I said, you know, when I go to these army prison and you beat up all the officer, you're in a different league. You understand? When I go in there, man, I look up to you because you do something with them would like to do themselves. You understand? So I used to influence a lot of people around me. You understand? Where it never really conducive to the army. You know, so a lot of things take place in there where, you know, because you have to realize that when you're in a D wing, you know, a discharge wing, because you can in a prison, in the army prison, and still go back into prison life. But we was in discharge. So, some serious man in a discharge. You know, see, there's things that happen in the army that you don't see it in the newspaper. You understand? So true, I did go in there now. As a Muslim, I decided, so, well, I now eat the food. So them decided, said, if I want to work in the canteen. So I said, yes. So I'm going in the canteen and start to, you know, round up some food for myself, some dumpling and certain things, and, you know. So when I used to come out in the mess hall, you know, around the table, I remember there's a brother from the Navy, you know, he called Rennie. And Rennie said, like him, said, Jonesy, take up your plate. So I take up my plate and the man just turn over the table and start mash up the plate and said, they want what me have. You know, see, so the officer called me and said, when I'm doing that, can I make some for them too? You understand? So you start to have a certain clout, you understand, you know? You know, we used to go down in Colchester as Muslim for go mosque on Friday. You know, see, because you have that, and
Well, while he was in the prison?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an open prison?
No, it's not open prison, but you have that certain privilege they can't deny you of. You understand, you know? So a lot of prisoners, some of them did see the whole thing, because sometimes when they come back, you come back with certain things. So the next Friday, sometimes they van full, because a lot of them convert to.
So you spend your time, what happened after that?
Yeah, when I come out, you know, when I come out in a way, I was, in a way, it was kind of in a limbo for a while. Because you have to really adjust back yourself to civilian life.
No, hold on a second, stop there. You're missing a part.
Mm-hmm.
You're serving your, so you serve your time in Colchester, in the army prison. So what you said, them run you out of the army?
Yeah, man.
Or you missed a part?
Yeah, man, discharge. Yeah, man, that's why he was discharged, man. Dishonorable discharge. You know, see it, you know.
So you don't get no pension or nothing from them?
No, because them said that, because part of the thing, them, you know, you damage army property. Because the man that I beat up, him can't serve, not that they can't, you know, because everybody knows he get beat up.
See.
You understand? So you damage army property, blood. You understand? So in a way, they discharge, you blacklist you and all of them things there. So when you come out, you realize that you couldn't get certain job. Although you have that skill, you know, see, even certain security job, you apply for it and you realize and say, well, no insurance won't insure you, you know. You know, so you have to kind of reborn again.
So what did you do when you came out? I mean, you were still in Islam. How long was you in Islam for?
1981 to in the late 90s.
Into the late 90s? And then, what made you move from Islam?
It's not a matter of move. To me, it's a journey. Always a journey. You know, see it. And I remember I went to Chief Delacan session, you know, Chief Delacan.
Yeah, Chief Delacan, yeah.
You understand? And
knew him well.
Yeah, and he was saying some things, you understand, you know, and where it makes sense.
So hold on a second, let's stop there. You're in Islam. Were you still in Islam when you joined Galaxy Radio?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we used to play the Malcolm X tape, the Raboni, Farrakhan. We was the first one we play Farrakhan on radio, you know. Pan these type of radio and Malcolm X and them thing there, you know. We have to, you understand? And Raboni and all of them thing there. No other station was playing them thing there. You know, we played those things, I think. You understand, you know? Because when I come out the army, right, I was involved with a group called By and By, Black Youth in Exile, Black Youth Education. You know, where a virgin named Peter Atkins, you know, Rat Cousin, you understand? And I had a brother called Ninja, Bunny, great martial arts.
No, I know Ninja well.
Well, Ninja, all right, Ninja.
I know Peter Atkins and I know.
You understand? Well. You know, see it. Well, Peter Atkins, I give him shada. I bring him into Islam. You understand? Because at the time there I was bodyguarding some other people, because between that you had to certain other moonshining work, you know. And him hear about me and him eating certain things, and him send a man ask me if I could bodyguard him.
Okay. So you was doing bodyguarding? What kind of bodyguarding was you doing?
Well, close quarter protection and certain other things for certain people.
And this was in the 80s?
Yeah, in the 80s. In the 80s, when remember when them banned Louis Farrakhan, in the send over some delegates, you know, Akbar Mohammed and the late great Khalid Mohammed, and we used to help secure them. You understand?
So you met Khalid Mohammed?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, I met Raboni. I spent some time in New York, Bushwick Avenue, in the Asara Law community. You know.
What was that like?
was beautiful. It have a more communal vibes, you know. You have a more communal vibes, you know. And I remember
Some people would know him as Dr. Malachi York.
but I know him as Imam Isa from them days there. You know, and Sarah and them thing. They understand, you know, and it was a good vibes, you know, because even when it was there, you know, that they was trying to infiltrate it and all of them things. You understand, you know, a lot of things like that to go on, you know, and you'd have that time the Mahdi of Sudan, the Mahdi family, Sadiq al-Mahdi was the prime minister president of Sudan in the 80s. You understand? So when he visited us the year before, he asked if some of us have passport and thing, because through how we used to flex, he need us to talk to some of the students them in Sudan. You know, that's them cadet used to run here. You understand? But how we sit down and reason, he realized that, you know. So 1986, me and Khalid went to Sudan.
And how long was you in Sudan for?
It was around 6 weeks. It was in a place called Andaman. You understand? Beautiful.
Was it Northern Sudan?
Yeah, beautiful people them. You understand, you know, and
what was that experience like for you?
oh, it opened.
Was that your first time in Africa?
Yeah, first time. The first time you ever step off and a one said, "Welcome home, brother." You understand the way there, you feel it. You understand, you know, and to reach a place where you can put your foot in the Nile. Things where read about and all them things, they elevate, you don't see it, you know. And when I go down there, they have a thing called Sufi. You know, as I said, they're a different sect, you know, but this one is like, you know, the kind of Pokomina. You know, the kind of Pokomina lick where that is the same thing where the vibration. So more to that vibes. You know, and the same.
So it's the first time you go in Africa. How did you feel when you land in Africa? What was that feeling?
I'm telling you, it was. It's hard to describe that, because when I land in there, all I'm thinking about is my brethren them back where I come from, if them could be here and see, because you understand, you know, because it was so to where you get on the media and them thing there about Africa, and when you go in them places. When I was in Sudan, it's one of the most beautifulest African woman them I ever seen all my life. I was in Khartoum, Hilton. Khartoum.
You're the capital.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, when I see some Ethiopian, because it's Ethiopian, I say it's the most beautifulest woman them I ever seen in all my life. You understand? And this is Africa, blood. You understand? So it was like a fulfillment, you know.
What was it like when you put your foot in the Nile?
Oh man. And the saying there that I say, find your drink of the Nile, you will always return. You understand, you know? You know, that's a heavy, you don't see it, you know? And then when you look upon the people and you see all a double, you say, blow on. And then you realize it.
You always seen somebody that look like somebody else.
Yeah, we're going to get it.
We're doing an interview right now, I can't stop. Yeah, so you go to the Sudan, you come back. Yeah?
And we're still involved in Buy and Buy, because we used to have meeting in Oxford Street, you know. Every fortnight Friday. You understand? That time, as I said, you'd have man like Ninja. You know, what is sister name again? Bertha Joseph. You know, Bertha Joseph. She was a mayor over Brent. She lately, you understand, she was a member of that. You know, see, it's another sister from Simplicity.
I know the Simplicity people.
Yeah, one of the sister from there was a member of that too.
Sure.
And most of some of the what's her name? Ellen Thomas. You see her in EastEnders and some of those things.
Oh yeah.
You
She was
understand?
part of Aboo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was part of the whole thing, and some of the Granger actors, them and things. Yeah. 'Cause we was trying to bring a different feeling of the community, different. You understand, you know? You know, see it. So when we start to, because we used to play Nation of Islam, Farrakhan thing. You remember the video Farrakhan do a Madison Square Garden?
Yes.
Yeah, we used to play them thing there, you know, and play some other things. You know, see it.
So we got Sister Noah. The Sister Noah just creeping and she booked me something. So
Rise up.
rise up everybody, yeah.
Rise up.
You heard all the time. Give that.
So you're playing the Farrakhan things. How did you get introduced to Galaxy?
Yeah. Wow. You know, this is up Noned. One day I was coming out of my block. You know. I was going into my block. And I said, Chief was coming out, that time was Rennie. Someone said to him, said, what are you doing on my block? Because you know them time there, we directly have to know who they were and what is what. So him said to me, say, well, you know, me run a little radio station in one of the squatting place up there. So I said, yeah. So how come never know, said, them thing you go on there, so, you know. So him said, you know not about, like, forgot how the thing go anyhow. You know, see it, you know, like him, he said to me, say, well, you ever been on radio? So I said, no, but I know if I put things on turntable, and you understand, you know. So we just really start to talk, and by talking, I said to him, say, well, instead of Scott, you can really run it from here, so. You know, because I have a flat there.
See.
You know, see it. So I said, run it in the summer. You know, see it.
So what did you start to play music first?
Yeah, man. Yeah, play music for a while. You never used to say much. Because, you know, you just feel out the thing and then you just really just observe and just realize that, you know, some nastiness are going on this barrier, you know, yeah. And some things, you know, how the local authority and all of them things, they will start to leak out on certain things. You understand? And then you start to even see the behavior of the church and all them things there. And then you start to leak out upon them things there. You understand? And that's how it really, you understand, you know. I was one of the first, what they call pirate radio, where come out with a defiance against the authority. You know, see it, you know. A lot of people used to tell Chief at the time that to get rid of me. You understand? Because, you know, all the Jesus thing and all of them things, a lot of people get upset when they come out and say, nah, none of them things, they're not the Jesus thing and them thing.
But you're still Muslim at that time?
Yeah.
So what changed you? What made you pull away from Islam? Because I'm mindful of the time, and I'm sure people want to call in or they want to send in questions and things like that. You know, so I'm very mindful of the time.
I said when I start to study deep in them thing there and realize that the two of them is no different. You understand? The two of them is no different. Them still up on the same Abrahamic thing. You understand? You know, see? Still on the same Abrahamic thing. And you realize that there's an element of things in the way, because you see in Islam you have two things. You have Quran and you have hadiths. You know, hadiths is like hearsay. You know, Omar said Abu Bakr did say this. You understand? So you realize that the majority of them, they are not following Quran. They just follow hadiths. You know, and when you realize that it's the same behavior, some of them, you know, it's because you see the same behavior from the Christian. You see the same behavior. You understand?
So what was the moment that made you drop Islam and embrace your African spirituality? Because that's where you are now. Yeah. What was that moment that because when I met you, to be quite honest, when I met you, I never even know so you was Muslim. When we meet you still.
Yeah, come with a fear down.
I meet you when we meet you in the 90s. Early 90s. Early 90s me meet you, innit?
Yeah. Made a fear down, you know. And what really happened, I did having some problem with social work, you know. Social workers, some social worker want get involved in a certain thing. So I go down one of these mosques. You understand? You know, to get some help. You understand? And I tell the man, said, me and my girlfriend I go through a certain situation, and I tell me about, it got to be your wife. So I say, you understand what I talk about? You understand? I say, you understand what I talk about? I never come lie to you, I tell you. You understand? So, certain thing. And I realize that the support, there was no support there. You understand? You know, so we was the first one who organized demonstration on Central Mass, you know, against racism against black people, you know, in the 80s. With a brother called Suleiman in Ghana, now to the ancestor. You understand, you know?
Well, but brother Omar, I heard a lot about it.
Oh, brother Omar Brixton. Yeah, man, the man that did it for, you see, all the Gresham Road there, man. The man did it a long time before that. You understand, you know? As I said, the man, he'd have a more African perspective. You know, see it, you know? Because the man, there was Rasta, man.
Them turn from Rasta.
Yeah, the journey. You understand? But what Omar wasn't a readable brethren, but you couldn't speak the Arabic like him, and people used to wonder, how comes you understand, you know? And those what they bring forward.
Maybe must follow in the prophet.
Well,
the prophet couldn't read, but he could speak.
That you understand, you know. You know, most of all Southeast Muslim Association, it's we from the Caribbean set up that, you know, with the Asian and take over, you know. You see where the mosque will be pick up. And we used to run that the organization. You understand?
It was just like the mosque down in Brixton on Gresham Road.
Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Omar created
yeah. You know, see it, you know. There's a lot of things them that we have to put into place.
So Young Galaxy, you start to play tapes. That was the first. I mean, how did that work with you and Chief at the time? Because Chief wasn't on none of them things at the time. How did that resonate with you?
No, I tell you right. Believe me, although Chief wasn't on it, but Chief never tried to call you. You understand? Because Chief always say, well, if I want to counter you with something and you know have nothing to counter it back, then shut up. You understand? You know, because someone has to do. Oh, but he's saying this. But Chief say, well, you can say what you say. You understand? You know, and that's because I never come to convert no one. You know, so I just talk from my own perspective. You understand? You know. And even when them come, cause a lot of church people come to Chief, you know. Half a Chief money to run gospel show. Man, Chief said no. You understand? Because I wasn't using it as a platform for you to go and take your shahada or to become a Muslim. I just vibe certain things, you know, I vibe certain things. And from that vibe, that's how we reach to where we reach now.
What was the moment, and I'm mindful at the time, I want to give you another 5 minutes. I'm going to have to interview you again, Dr. Aboo. Like all of the people that I've interviewed before, I'm going to have to interview them again. But what was that pivotal moment that make you think, said, nah, I'm going to deal with this thing here. See the Africa, see the real something here.
As I said, Chief of Delacan. You understand, you know? I remember I was at a session with Elder Iroquois. You know, this is no joke, lad. You know? And he started to do some chant and certain things. And I'm going to tell you, said, I don't know where that vibes come from in a blood. But I just find myself a dance. You understand? You know, it's like a kind of dance take me over. Even Elder said I don't know to eat up them. You understand? And it take in a certain way. And when I start to like vision certain things, you know, see it. It's like your mind go back in a certain things, you know. Plus, through growing up in Jamaica, you know, see it, and hear some things that is come from them Rasta man, you know, see it, we are more African beat. It kind of a click, you understand? And they start to realize that, everything is a journey. This is everything that I passed through was to reach where I reach.
That's right.
You understand? And I realized that this is what, because there's a part in Islam where it said the Surat al-Mustaqim, the straight path. You understand? That bring you back to the source. You understand? So it's like how I look on it is like a Hansel and Gretel thing. You know, we were captured. You understand? But along the way of being captured, we were dropping pebbles. You know, and some of these pebbles drop, you know, see, so you're following them back to...
That's a very poetic way of putting it. And Dr. Aboo, I have to cut you there because it's, you know, it's 27 minutes past the hours of 11.
Wow.
And I'm sure some of the people that want to call in, I've got a lot of texts coming, so I'm going to have to read out some texts, I'm going to have to read out some WhatsApps, and all that sort of thing. And I'm going to open the line to make people ask you questions. I'm going to have to come back. And interview you again, Dr. Aboo, because
before you cut, you know, I have to rise up my empress.
Yes.
Because it's not any woman you can live with and upon galaxy for so long. You know, and she was an inspiration, she was a support, she was everything. You know, see some
Sister Marjorie.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, a lot of people you hear that jingle with it, in this world of trouble. And she write it.
As she write it. A station
comes to
you,
speaking
words of wisdom, galaxy. Yeah.
I know she write it, you know, them time there we get licked like that. So sometimes when they get licked, that's the song that she bursts out, you know. In this world of trouble.
Yeah. You know, Sister Madge, rise up every time, Queen, you know, part of my libation all the while. You know, we're going to come back to that.
Yes.
Because that's the next interview.
Aye.
You know what I say?
Yeah, man.
So let me read that. So, Dr. Aboo, it was a pleasure and honor to interview.
Yeah, man. Likewise, Prophet. Likewise.
It was an honor to interview as an unsung hero. One more minute, because you do voluntary youth work in the Peckham area. I didn't even get onto that. Your resume is so vast. Can you just give us a minute about what that voluntary work you did? And you do other stuff as well, but could you just give us a bit of that?
Yeah, I sit on the youth referral panel. You know, where the court send back first offender and we have to get them back into college, some kind of, restorative justice. Them have a thing called reparation, when we get them to do things in the community, and I was one of those that introduced reading, part of the reparation. Instead of sending young people out there to clean off graffiti, I would make them read a book and come back to me in the next 3 months and review what and those things. So that's part of the things then that I do. I do a lot of counseling, you understand, and certain things. There are certain things that I refuse to do also within the youth. I refuse to go into prison and work with young people in prison. I refuse that. You understand? If some people do it, but that's one thing I don't feel happy doing. I rather get into the prevention part.
Prevention
better than cure. You understand?
All right. Well, there is people. This is it. Dr. Aboo Ratata. You heard it live. You've seen him live, and you've heard him. And I would definitely be having him back in the studio to take up to the next part, and that probably be in the next year, 2021. All of the people in my interview, I think I'm going to have to interview them again, because your resume is so vast, you do so much and things like that. I didn't even get a chance to even touch on your radio show. I'm not taking any calls right now. I'm just going to read out some of the texts and read out some of the forget my glasses, but we know, so we have a backup one in here and see it here. Dr. Aboo, it was a pleasure. Stay there, because I'm sure people's going to want to ask you questions and things like that. You know them way, my brother?
Yeah, man.
But that was an interest. You've had a very interesting life, and still more to come. So I'm going to say what the WhatsApp people them I say now. Right. WhatsApp reads wait there. It says, I hope you hear what Granny say. Make sure you have some respect. And that's come from CTGA. This love and respects to great Mama Hines. Happy Earth Strong. Honor and respect. Beautiful introduction to the show, Prophet Kwaku. Give thanks, Otep. And this reads, coming to you with the pound water. Have a great show. You didn't hear Granny said to behave yourself. Wonderful vibes. Well, Granny, I get enough big up here, Yeah. Can you mention the presentation on Bill Gates, please? Where can I find presentation, please, on a global allowance? Yes, my prophet. Are you on the Facebook? Yes, they're on the Facebook, Kwaku Bonso. As you can see, with my glasses. And then we have Rise Up Prophet. What's your name on Facebook? Kwaku Bonso. And this is ammonia. That's all it says, ammonia. And let me read out some of them texts because we have texts coming. So if you want to send in some texts, if you want to send a WhatsApp in, this is the number. If you want to ask Dr. Aboo a question, anything can ask him. 073 77 92 0703. Now if you're abroad, you just drop the first 0 and go +44. And 073 77 92 0703. The live link number, if you want to interact when I say the lines are open, is +44. Drop the next 0 if you're abroad. 0207 193 0174. That's +44. Drop the next 0 if you're abroad. 0207 193 0174. And anywhere you're in the world, it's a Skype number. It's free. You can phone us free on Skype. I'm going to read out some of these texts, and then after I read it, the texts, then you can Empress Anoa, blessings to you. Just back on the link. It said, Doc, please don't. No. That was before. See it here now. Big up, Granny. Gran, love you and may you live for many, many years. Wow. 103 years old. What an amazing Gran with a powerful vibes. All heap of love. Kwaku, it was the greatest pleasure to hear Mama speak at the age of 103. Thank you, little more. Big up yourself. Greetings, Prophet. Jamaican Movement for the Advancement of Literacy, Jamal, was established in 1974 and an offshoot of the National Literacy Board, which was set up in 1972. Come down and think. In 1972, the impetus for its establishment resulted from a study conducted by UNESCO in 1970, which showed that 40 to 50% of persons 15 years and over were unable to read. And that's just coming from what you was telling us, Dr. Aboo. This is what I love about the Galaxy listeners. They just know how to Africate us. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, big up for that. I'm 611. Jamaica Movement for the Advancement of Literacy. Yeah, that was somebody else. That's nine. That's nine. That was, the other one was 611, and that was 961. A beautiful interview with Aboo. Could listen forever. Little more. And that was it. Yeah, that was it. So the lines are open if you want to ask Dr. Aboo a question. If you want to ask a question on the Facebook, feel free to ask a question. There's quite a few people listening. Paul, Edwards, Khadija, Queen, old type baby. Yes, old type caller. What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Kwaku. I am Burjack. I'm calling from Dulwich.
Yes, Burjack.
I would like to ask Dr. Aboo question or thing. First question I would ask him is that what do you think how do you think he would speed up the reparation process, because the Japanese have had their reparations from the major gun making companies, as you know. The ones that bombed Hiroshima and everything, those are major corporations that paid the Japanese off. And, that would be the first question. Second thing is, when people start to insult you, or insult your things and all that, and there's a second question to this as well, and then I'm going to go off the line. Now, about a community station that has closed down recently, and there has been basically a major community station that was black that I love to listen to. But
Berger, with all due respect, the questions I want you to ask is about Dr. Aboo personally. I just done a lengthy interview with him, and that's where I want to keep it. I don't want to take it nowhere else. I just want to keep it about him. So if it's something you want to ask him personally about him, that is fine. But I'm not taking no questions about nothing else and all them something. Not right now. Because Galaxy is here 24/7, and we can do that another day. You understand me?
About him, will he be able to how would he be able to help the community more? That's what I'm saying. So these tragedies don't happen. That's what I wanted to say, because that's what I want to put, and I'm burning up inside basically when I hear bad news and everything. So how would he be able to help the community more? I mean, he's done enough now, but how would he be able to make seminars or this or that? I mean, that's what I would like to know, because he's a great man and I know him. So that's what I want to say.
Okay.
That's
Give thanks.
Peace. I'm out.
Give thanks, Berger. Okay. You want to answer that question?
Well, you see, all we have to do is just continue doing what we're doing, because we're doing something. All we have to do is put more time in it and more communication. You understand? Sometimes you cook a pot and a man said, if you go and taste it, wait want it, want more salt, yeah, man. You need more time. Time and communication will make we go further.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Have another caller on the line. Caller, can you introduce yourself?
Greetings, brothers.
Greetings.
It's the quiet one.
Oh, you're not quiet again. But that the name they left you long time ago. From you have the problem with your foot, you stop quiet. You're too loud now, so nobody embrace that the name the chief of work out a new name for you. So
the morning one.
But go on through, brother Kwame.
Dr. Aboo, I missed the part where you went from St. Thomas to St. Elizabeth. Can you? Because you said as if you was living in St. Elizabeth as well, yeah?
Yeah. That's when my auntie moved from St. Thomas to St. Elizabeth because she did lost her husband, and it just a change, different environment and all of them things. So that was good. That was good.
St. Elizabeth used to live there.
Langwood. Upper Langwood.
Okay.
Peter Thompson live up there, so, majority of the people up there are Thompson.
Okay.
Lot of, I know there's brethren and sister even in London, know what I talk about. Some of them I go to school with them. You have brother Dougie down there in Birmingham. Me and him used to be brethren in a yard in St. Thomas.
Okay.
We used to write play, and put them on down Aboo, because, there's no social service blood. You understand? If you can't go for your grandfather field, go look a dozen coconut and things like that, you better start to do certain. So I used to write a lot of play. I write a play called Country Boy. See it and perform that in Jamaica in the 70s.
Wow.
Okay.
A man of many talents.
Yeah, tell me something. So you went from St. Thomas to St. Elizabeth to live, then you went back to St. Thomas to live?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so you joined the army to see the world. So which part of the world you did see?
Well, many parts, Many part, Germany, Italy, see it, a lot of places. Yeah, man, lot of places. We, as I said, we the African, the Caribbean soldier, is we bring the reggae music around the world, blood. You understand? We bring the music before the artists them even touch foot on them place there. You understand? And lots of brethren from the army will tell you that. Whether it's upon with cassette or with LP in our suitcase, you understand, You see it?
Because one of the talent that you have mentioned, you also do videoing, don't you?
Yeah, man.
He's a documenter. That's why I said I've got to bring him back, Kwame. I've got to bring him back for part 2. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because there's a lot more in his resume than we just got through.
Well, I was the location manager and we the Ragamuffin. The one we do for Channel 4.
All right.
Yeah, with Bucky Ranks and
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Leroy Simon and them and yeah, man. And we were the one that write Baby Mother, and Julian Enrique steal it. And that was shoot up there in Alsden. Because no Indian couldn't write about Baby Mother. Because they don't live that, you understand? And this is what happened to us over the years.
Wasn't it, what's his name?
Now that's Baby Father.
The Baby Father, we're talking about Baby Mother.
Oh, see.
You understand? Even Ladrick in 5 Eye, the man can tell you about it. See it, And the late DC, Derek Clark. You understand? Those were very inspirational brethren, them that with their monks, you understand?
I didn't even get to ask about, getting to your dub poetry and all that stuff. When did you start that?
That you said from way back in Jamaica, you know, we used to perform at Ward Theatre. You know, with man them like Orlando Wang. You know, long before there's a motor. You used to have this brother, Michael Simmet. You know, he gets stoned to death in Jamaica in 1983 by some church people.
Oh, yeah, sir.
Yeah, man. Michael Simmet. Me can't believe it. Me can't believe it, you know.
Road them a rent a fly within us, and go in the rock, scorpion, cockroach, so come in.
All of them, all Linton Crazy Johnson. Michael Simmet.
Yeah, he was the number one.
He's the number one. He's the one where everyone said. You understand?
Can you recite one of his?
We can't believe it, man. We don't know all the words, man.
Room them a rent a fly within, as me go in rock, scorpion, and cockroach, so come in.
Yeah.
So me can't believe it.
Oh, yes.
Blind your eye to it.
You know, I always thought that was Moody, you know. I never knew he was that guy there.
Michael Smith, you know.
I never heard of him.
Brilliant. If you go on YouTube and look up some and stuff, then brilliant. Because you see them on the...
But them stone him to death?
Yeah, because you see, he's saying things where them never like. You understand, you know, and you know that's what happened to a poet, you know.
You know, Doctor, but we got at least about 14 minutes left. One of my favorite poems that you actually do is Brother John. I want you to do that poem, but before you do the poem, I want you to tell us why you wrote that poem.
Brother John.
Brother John, yeah.
Oh, you know, because you know your brother always, our people in Jamaica always are right back of help them to come here and all of them things there. You know, see. So this I said, we'll do a poetry and that for just tell him where we are. You know, saying say don't bother sell the piece of land.
This is Brother John coming live on GalaxyFreeway.com inside the New Bern Forum People's Talk Show. Dr. Aboo, live. Brother John, action.
Letter from England to Brother John. God bless the man. God bless the family and friend and the tickle island of Jamdown. Brother John, in your last letter you write to me, you stated that you were going to sell the piece of land and join me here in England. Well, Brother John, think again about that plan, because looking from my window, these houses have no veranda, and I just forgot so much because certain things don't mean, you know, see it, but it go on like that still, you understand, you know, where they try to show that the house them over here now have no veranda, you understand, and the people them living here, them life is at a dead end blood. You understand, you know? Because, and you have to really think about who is even your friend. You understand? But it's going our way where you say, well,
I wish I had it here, I didn't have it here, but you know, I'll play it another time. Dr. Aboo, it was a pleasure having you here. It was a pleasure listening to you. And I'm saying to people, if people want to ask Dr. Aboo a question, this is your time to ask him that question, because you know when he does his show, he's doing his show, but this is not his show at the moment. This is him being interviewed, so this is your moment in time to ask him that question. 0207 193 0174, or alternatively you can WhatsApp and text a question if you like, or anything you want to say on 073 77 92 0703. Kwame, is there something else you wanted to say?
Not at the moment now.
I'll see them drop them. I'm going to read this text here. I think something happened with the WhatsApp, you know, because hold on there, read out this text here. Remember text come in?
Let's see if we find this thing. I found this.
This is live, you know, so not rehearse here, so. Oh, see another caller come in. Hold on there. Yes, 741.
That's it, Prophet.
Otep.
How you doing, sir?
I'm not doing... Well, we're not taking no unknown calls. So unknown calls, we're not taking no unknown calls.
Okay. You got my number, though, innit?
Yeah, got your number, but I just saw there's an unknown call, so I'm not going to take that. We're not allowed to take unknown calls no more.
All right. Well, it's Brother Lionel here, anyway.
Yes, Lionel. Where you say, my brother?
Well, give thanks, my brother. I would just like to know where the doctor gets all the strength from. I know he's going to tell me it goes back to the ancestors and all that, but Dr. Aboo is a wonderful man, and I have learned so much from him in the little time that I know him. But you just know there's just so much more there that man is generating, giving out, giving all the time, and it's just wonderful to know this man and his Empress, and I just wish him all the best, for the future, what I mean, because he generates so much energy, so much power, so much knowledge, and we just have to give thanks for the ones that are around us while we're here. You understand?
I share.
And I would just like to really just, my heart felt to that man there beside you and his family, and wish them really, keep going on, because so much they give, and there's no money that could even put a price on it, if you understand what I'm saying. So I would just love to share that with the doctor there and the family.
We'll give thanks.
I share Trunel, Ras Trunel, Voodoo all the time.
Every time.
Well, give thanks, my brother.
Anna.
Keep on doing what you're doing, because well, you don't look any younger. You don't get older. You understand? You're looking young and fit and ready. You know them way there?
Well, that's how it go.
Give thanks, my brother. And as I say, it's a pleasure to even interact with you and meet you. And it just generates my heart, brethren. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
I'll my
give thanks, true there. I know so with them behind you all the way.
All the time.
Beside you, in front of you, etc.
Give thanks.
All right.
Beside.
Yes, sir. All right. Is it 821 your time?
Yes, sir. Rise up, rise up, Amadutu prophets, Brother Jeff.
Yes, Brother Jeff.
Rise up.
Straight black pride, straight African pride, the two of you. Bless up. Prophet, it's not a question, it's an endorsement, Brother Aboo. And Brother Lionel said it best. Just to echo what he said, Dr. Aboo has been a stalwart in our community, been a warrior, and I say my grateful, heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Aboo for the work he's done for us over decades. See, I don't know Dr. Aboo since 1995.
1 second, Brother Jeff. As you know, most people don't want to tell you what I'm saying. You talk so fast, Brother Jeff, nobody can pick up what you say. So slow down a little, yeah? Just caress the word them, so we can hear what you're saying, beloved, yeah?
Caress the word. I'll do so, brother. Yeah, Dr. Aboo's been a great stalwart for my community for decades. And not even for decades, because since 1995, there was Shop of the Book Place, in Peckham.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I remember the book place, yeah.
Not even talk about that. We meet over to Shaka and all of them. Real.
It closed out a bit that. So, go on, Bridget.
No. I said I remember the book place. It's your time to speak, so go on.
Yeah. It closed out in 1998. But since then, Dr. Aboo's been persevering for decades, giving us knowledge, strength, support, and we also support. We appreciate it. It's not so enough because we take it for granted sometimes. I believe people like yourself, Dr. Aboo, Prophet Kwaku, Chief Commonwealth. You people have put the work in for decades. So we send our gratitude and our love to both of you and to your Queen. Madam, hope she's okay, Dr. Aboo. Hope she's better now. Your Queen, hope she's better now. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Dr. Aboo, the Prophet, rise up to both of you and may you get more decades working for our people, and may you continue to do what you've done so far. Appreciate it.
Ashe. Give thanks, Brother Jeff. Give thanks, Brother Jeff. Who else is on the line? We got 1 second.
Brother Carl? Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'll take brother.
Yes, sorry. You know what? I've got Empress Anna calling me. Yes. I just wanted to say, rise up, Dr. Aboo, and give thanks for everything what you're doing in the community. Like everybody else, I don't know where you find it from, but we're all eternally grateful. But you know something? You never know where you come from, St. Thomas. Because you come from them quarters there, you know, a bloodline. Moran Beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the famous uprising with Sham Sharp, innit? Yeah, Moran Beer.
Paul Bogle.
Paul Bogle, innit? Yeah.
Indeed. So we may have something in common, but we'll have to talk about it another time because Empress Anna is downstairs waiting for me to bring something down. All right? Rise up yourself every time, yeah?
Give thanks. Okay.
Anna, brother Carl.
Yes.
Anna every time, brother Carl. Yeah, on the Facebook, Caroline says, I remember Michael Simmet. He set up the foundation for dub poetry and he was stoned to death. Oh, I don't know about this brother. You know, bless up Empress March, give thanks for the jingle. And that's coming from Kebra. Big up from Paul Keba Salim. And then there's a Errol watch and Fitzroy a watch, and we have another caller coming. It's all happening here now, isn't it? Yeah, it's all happening here. Otep caller, what's the name and where you're calling from? Otep?
This is Muta.
Muta, I know. Muta. Bless up yourself every time.
Fabulous brethren. And you know, I just want to officially log this in as well, you know, on for record. I love Dr. Aboo. Yeah.
Likewise.
I've worked with Dr. Aboo for coming up to 11 years now. And I'll put this on record. When I first started Galaxy, me and Dr. Aboo had a little problem.
For real?
Yeah, we had a little disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And we put it back together. It says bygones be bygones. And from then, never ever had any issue with Dr. Aboo.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks, Muta.
And even sometimes I have issue with other presenters. Me and Dr. Aboo see eye to eye. It's like we let bygones be bygones. We had some time there with Brother Heru, some other brothers. But me and Dr. Aboo, from that initial issue that we had together, like this disagreement.
Yeah.
And we put bygones be bygones. You remember it, Dr. Aboo?
Yeah, man, for real.
From since then, I've no problem with Dr. Aboo. Dr. Aboo donates his resources for everybody to come. His home there is a community hub. And it doesn't stop anybody from going there. He never ever once say, I'm going to shut down this hub and F off you all. He leaves that hub for everybody. It's a studio that anybody can use. Prophet Kwaku, you got your own studio, but you prefer to come to this place.
I wish I did have a studio. I ain't got a studio. But I have got a studio. This is it. This is it.
You have a studio in your front room. Everybody can broadcast from their front room, from their kitchen, from their bedroom, because we have the technology to do that now. But you feel so fine when you come into Dr. Aboo's studio. You feel the vibration.
I share. Yeah. It's like a sanctuary, you know. It's like a temple, like a shrine. It's like a shrine.
And he makes it pleasant for you to come there. You never ever him see him lock the door and say, put a message on the door, say, Kwaku, could you back from this way? Alright.
Give thanks, Muta.
Finally, Dr. Aboo.
Aye.
My wife says that you're the favourite presenter on the Big G, even more than me.
So does mine.
Rise up, my Empress.
Like
rise
capture
up.
all man them.
Yeah. No, it's Wolipa sister me have, you know. Wolipa sister. Wolipa sister.
They love you like cook food.
Yeah, I love them too, man.
Love you like cook food.
Real, man.
I tell you. Believe.
She listens to your show every Sunday. She wakes up exactly at 7:30. Wait for you to come in at 8 a.m. She always sent you a message.
No, man.
See there?
Good vibration, my brethren, you know. That is reparation, you know. That is reparation, brother Arno. That means that we practice what we preach.
It's repertory justice.
Yes, sir.
That is self-repair.
Yeah. For real.
I see how you stood up there for the family in that Crown Court.
Ashe. You didn't even get to that.
Other people would have flinched to do that.
Sir, my brethren, give thanks. Give thanks that I can have some solid supporters, brothers and sisters around, you know, and that's the beauty, you know. That's the beauty. Yes.
Okay, give thanks,
Muta. Give thanks, Prophet. Give thanks, yeah?
Every time.
Respect.
Who's that we have on the line? Is that Sister Angie?
Yeah, right up.
Tep Sister Angie, our sister, our beautiful sister. 1 second, Sister Angie, I just have to big up Got Kush. Is tuning in. Mark at tuned in. He says, greeting brother Quaker Bones. Kindly remind your listeners since the what's it? Oh God, what's it? Where did it go now?
Your eyeglass.
My eyeglasses, not sure. Can Rachel listen? Naomi, big up yourself, Empress Nye and Caroline and Pauline Edwards and Linny G and Mrs. and Conscious Queen, Voodoo Kings and Voodoo my brother. That my Mrs. there said that to you.
Yeah,
but she love you like cook food.
All the time.
Caroline, big up yourself, Sister Caroline, and that's it. Yeah, them people that listen there. Marlene and Andrea Thompson and Angela Nash and Zebe Culture and Altia Garden, Davison and all them people, the Beverly Green. Bev, big up my sister Bev. Big up yourself every time. Dave Campbell and Mr. Cat. Yeah, go on, Sister Angie.
Yeah. Good, Dr. Aboo.
Voodoo, my beautiful sister.
I'm just ringing to say I honor you and I love you. And we respect you and we're grateful for all the support, the unconditional support that you give to your community. And I salute you. And it was lovely, the interview. Rise up yourself, Prophet Kwaku. I love the fact that you're interviewing our unsung heroes in our community.
Yeah, well, Sister Angie.
Important.
Sister Angie, you're next.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Are you? May I line you up enough? But may I line you up for the new year?
You're welcome. But yeah, right now, Doctor.
Give thanks, Empress.
Enough love and respect, and rise up yourself, Prophet Kwaku. Kwaku, we honor you too.
That's true.
That's it.
Give thanks.
Yes, Ashe. We have a what is one? Yeah, we have a it's a just honor and respect and inspiration. You welcome me, and I give thanks. Give thanks, Prophet Kwaku, for the interview, brother Nat Ra. Yeah, big up yourself every time. Greetings, Prophet. Tell Dr. Aboo one of the greatest telephone calls on his show years ago was the mother who came to England from Jamaica to clean the streets, and still she was an inspiration for her family, especially her son Devon, who gave her mother the greatest respect. Birmingham family.
Yes, Mama Madge. Beautiful vibration all the time, you know. And I tell you quick, you know, you have people out there like Elder Beckford, Mama Mavis, Mama Hilton, these elder here what we are calling, you know, is, me tell you, support, you know, see it. So we give thanks because some of the elderly people, them what you see out there, you know, 30 years ago they was much younger. You understand, you know? As I said, this year I'm 62 and I come to radio when I was 30. 1988.
Look at that. Boy, 30 years. 30 years. Wow. It was Dr. Aboo, you are a true legend. Great interview, beautiful vibes. Thank you, Prophet. And that's coming from the sister in Orlando, USA.
Yeah, man, rise up all the time, you know.
Some text here too. Says, yes, Prophet, rise up, Aboo, bless. And that's come from 281. Did Aboo ever think of going back home as him come to England? Did you ever think about going back home when you came to England?
Yes, one at a time, because I have a daughter. I have two daughters that born in Jamaica.
Okay.
You know, at the time, you understand, you know. But after a while, and you start to get more and more information, you realize that you can't give up the bigger slice of the cake for your crumbs. You understand? So we'd more look on Africa.
This text says, do you regret coming to England? From Derek.
No. No. I was shocked when I come, because what I thought England was and what I see was two different things. But as I said, when I grew up in Jamaica, because Jamaica prepared me for anywhere in the world.
But it didn't prepare you for England.
Yeah, man.
Because you said what you thought of England before you came. So there was a particular perception you did have.
Yeah.
Which was the perception that was created by whoever was giving the information. It wasn't that when you reach here.
Yeah, but
what was that perception?
Yeah, you know, you said when the Jamaican people left to come a foreign, you know, a party keep, you know. Big party keep, goat get killed and all of them things there. Even land get sell and all them things there, you know, see it. So, you know, because if you in the 60s and 70s when I got Palazia's airport, you know, cause there was no $250,000 or nothing. The truck back you go in a blood. You see a market truck there, then just put something across it now and tarpaulin and all of them things there. You know? And nobody now left airport until that plane break the cloud. All when it go up, then still a wave. Because them going up.
You see them a wave?
Yeah, them still, I mean, wood the ground, still a wave. Because them going up to England.
Yeah.
No one wasn't going down to England or America. They were going up.
See.
You understand? And we all think that, it's a greater opportunity and success and all of them things there. You understand, you know? But when I look on it, when I come and you fully overstand, you know, see it, you know. And when I come, I realize why even my mother never write me and tell me that them a call her wag. Because if them would write and tell me, say them a call them wag, no tourist would walk that beach in Jamaica. Anyhow, our parents would write back to relative and say, you know what, you know, them a call me this over here and a call me. Listen, man, Jamaica now would be a failed state. You understand? Because it's one thing we never put up with. You come tell me about my mother, or I got say something bad about my mother. You understand? You know, and this is where we have to understand, because certain things we never really tolerate it, you know. The truth, me I tell you.
Well, them say, you know, when the Africans from the Caribbean come here, especially the Jamaican them turn over the place.
Oh, you mean?
Turn it over, yeah.
You know, we were going to the army and change it, you know. Make some of them have, you know, see, because we have to go in and really discipline us some and still, you know. You know, see?
Well, you know, I'll take one more call. Any more WhatsApp and texts, but in the next 5 minutes we'll be evacuating the studio. Yeah, it was a beautiful interview, and I learned so much from you, Dr. Aboo. You know, we talk. I mean, we're quite close from a lot of years.
Yeah, man, for real.
You know, from the days when I was on Power Jam and things.
And you know, I have a lot of recording of you too. You know.
You more on them.
I have a lot of record, and not even I said me. Might have a lot of recording of you know, see it, and cassettes.
Yeah. He's a videographer as well, you know. So that part of it I didn't even get out. And this is what happens when you got unsung heroes, people in our community that do a lot of things, you know. Kwame, I'm going to be interviewing you, the quiet one. Now that you're not so quiet and you love to talk, I'll be interviewing you so that you get yourself lined up for it. And most of you people on Galaxy, I'm coming for you. Sister Shanice, Sister Anua, yeah, even Natra, you know, all of you, I'm coming for you. I'm going to interview the lot of you. So I've got a lot of interviews to do. So you prepare, get your bio to me, and I'll interview. And you know, somebody did send me a bio of a particular person. But if you want to be part of, if you know any unsung heroes in our community that you think is worthy of being interviewed, you just email me at muduti@yahoo.co.uk. That's M for mother, U for Uganda, D for Dogon, U for Uganda, T for Tanzania, Y for Yasantawa at yahoo.co.uk. Just put unsung heroes as a subject. Give me the person's contact details, and I'll contact them, and I'll send me a little bio of them, and if they're interested, I will interview them. This show is sponsored by African Development Enterprise, 48 Rye Lane, Peckham, Indoor Market, Southeast 15 5BY. The best in print, the best printers, printer designers. Them design your wedding invitation, your naming, your christening. They print on cups, can design your books, can design pages for your events, anything to do with designing and printing. Also, top photographers can document your story. They don't take pictures, they document your story. See? So just check them out. Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Rye Lane Indoor Market. Now with the lockdown, there's a bit of a problem. But they can do things from abroad as well. Just send them the email. I'll give you the number. The number is 07 930 875 012. That's 07 930 875 012. That's Brother Delani. Also, you can go on their website, sharpphotographics.com. Just go up on there and you can get it. And this show is sponsored by African Development Enterprise. And so we give thanks. Is there anything, last thing that you'd like to say? Come and look for your tune fit. If you broke up on him.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, man.
Anything?
I want to rise up Chief Precomabai. You understand? Because over the 3 decades, you understand? Me and that man never have anything where we say we not talk to one another. You know, we have a different, you understand, but it's not reach, you understand? You know, and I am. And I want to rise him up because if he was some others, I wouldn't be here. You know, so wherever you are, Chief Precomabai, hold up I respect my brethren.
Yeah, we'll say big up to Chief, but Chief probably asleep now because I'm going to work at time. So, you know, this is something by Dr. Aboo.
I am who I am. I am a man, not a boy. So don't you treat I like your toy. Not a slave. So I will never take that to my grave. I'm brave because of the blood that runs through my vein. I am who I am. I am the sun. So there is nowhere to run. I don't need your fun. I am not a son of a gun. I am the ray of the sun, giver of life, nature's choice. I am one with nature, so I don't need your personal savior. I am who I am. I am the rain, washing away the heartache and pain, the madness that put us in chains, the wickedness that changed our name, but the rain remain in our DNA to this present day. I am who I am. I am the light, I am the darkness. I've been through many hardships, but I will never join your evil fellowship. Even your whip never make I and I switch. Never make I and I call our woman a bitch. Never leave our people in the gutter or the ditch. I will forever raise I and I black fist. I am who I am. I am the greatest. I am not weak, but thou art strong. I know where I and I really come from, and where I and I belong. Africa, Ethiopia, Al-Kabalan, African, we have to take a stand. I am who I am.
Well, that was Dr. Aboo, one of his dub poetry, and that was an acoustic one where there was no music. Dr. Aboo, my brother, my friend, my elder, my co-presenter, may the ancestors continue to watch over you and your family. May that which is great in life be bestowed upon you. May Amen shine down upon you and rain down on your family tears of goodness and joy. And when the wind blow, may it blow prosperity towards you. Itepe ineke, J.A. Senebe. Divine peace, my brother. Long life, stability, and good health. And I'm going to play this tune now. This is an old tune. Scene. It's a Junior Biles tune. And it's what we do on Galaxy. Tell the people and tell the world this. Galaxy, there. GalaxyAfiwe.com. And even though them send, them look of something down through from mastery up, them look of virus and a hackers, we are here to stay. Ashe. 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 So we are do. Sister Marge, big up yourself. Audrey, big up yourself. Angie, everybody upon the Facebook, rise on yourself up. I will have to say good night. Well, good morning. No, I work me I go now, you know. I work me I forgot to know, you know. But also the two look a change. I want to big up. Bring me that buckle. Give thanks. You see this buckle, yeah? This thing, yeah. One of the greatest thing me ever taken in my life. Right? It called Body Messiah. See it there? Listen, man. Alright, it's in a me and you know. Pain a kill me, you know. And the man sent a buckle of this with my sister Anwar, you know. And I drink it, you know, but within about 4 hours, the pain stop. You can get some it's bad no reggae. But you have to wait for a week to see the real results. You know, but me go give but it think, you know. It think no reggae. But believe me, good. Sister Marge, no say all the way at Galaxy and all over the world love you. Hey, and just like my woman are your number one fan, Marge are my number one fan. Marge, hold tight. Yeah, I gotta bring her in, you know. I'm gonna call her and we can do a little one thing like Granny. Granny! Big up yourself, 103. Well, it's OTEP for the Facebook book now. Big up on yourself, Ashe. Still in the studio, we're gonna wrap up in the studio right now. Well, on there. I wanna see if this thing, yeah. I want to go on here. You say that chant down. Body Messiah. Yes, in tune to New Birmingham People's Talkshow live here on GalaxyAfiwe.com. Inside with the Prophet Medote. Kwaku. Well, I'm going to be out of here. Our technician, Muta Ano, he can take over the controls now. Over to you, Muta Ano. Take control.